Majority of Zambia's population are young people below the age of 35. One of the worrying things is that majority of these young people are unemployed or considered unproductive. The attribution of this, a lack of education and opportunities. That's the reason why initiatives like the Young and Empowered project by the Swedish International Development Agency, SIDA, through the Swedish Mission Council and ADRA Sweden, implemented by ADRA Zambia, are important. This was an initiative that was targeting 600 children between the age of 15 going up. And these young people were supposed to experience a behavioral change strategy. This is an initiative and a project that was there to implement soft skills and instill discipline in these young people to achieve the intended result. But it went way above the expected target.
So this is the Young and Empowered project, which is being implemented in Kamanga and Mtendere, and it's been targeting 600 children and youth. And the main goal of this project is simply to see young people having improved quality lives where they experience psychological, social, economic and spiritual well-being.
Now, we deliberately targeted to work with 600 young people. And this is because it's a process. We're going through all these young people for the last 7 years and we see them develop. And so for us, the 600 children, so to say, including youths, are actually at a stage where we've seen quite a lot of change in who should have been junkies, like we normally call them. And so to us, that's an achievement working with these young people.
Since its inception in 2019, the Young and Empowered project has been very helpful to a lot of young people. It has successfully created an environment that is enabling for young people to learn some soft skills like communication, for example. It has also been there to empower several more by creating over 60 youth-friendly groups and 3 youth-friendly centers. It has empowered through employment over 30 young people with hard skills that have been able to convert into actual work and value. These young people have also been helped to learn some mobilization of resources, and this has been through some community-based organizations that they have formed. Over 80 parents have also been trained with regards cultural practices and how they can influence the growth of young people and how productive they get when they're in society.
Yeah, the Young and Empowered project under ADRA, they came into our communities in Mnadi constituency, specifically Mtendere and Mtendere ward and Chakunkula ward. Our role as community leaders, we are in a committee under the Young and Empowerment program, in the steering committee that is looking after the interest of all the programs to ensure that the youths are benefiting. There's a lot of issues that we are dealing with. There's mentorship. It's also trying to build youths to go back to skills, to get some skills, and also counseling those that are into drugs, so that at the end of the day, the mindset changes.
My name is Burns Chimonya Sakala. Coming from Kamanga community. I am an automotive mechanic by profession, and as well as someone who does a little bit of computer studies. I've always admired and wanted to also have a skill. So whilst interacting in those social groups, at least I've been able to grab an opportunity through the CDF funding and that's how we have been here. It hasn't been an easy one because it really requires someone that's really committed to his or her work. So with those encouragements that we've gotten from there, it has really been helpful, and I'm very much thankful to the government through that program that I've been able and would encourage others actually to get a skill through this program.
They gave me what helped me today. From there, I thought like, no, I shouldn't stop here. After moving with the same Yepii, nabo pezikati ndine futi muntu ane bamusani bambo esa kukonka ban, like, since he was a bad person, how did he change? Then I'm gonna, okay, it's better for me to show what happened to me to others, because it wasn't just me who was affected out there.
My name is Edward Njovu, a senior teacher at Mtendere Primary School, a mentor in Young and Empowered program, which is Yepii 2. I'm a mentor. My job is to mentor my friendship groups. I've got about 36 members, and then out of those 36, 6 are peer mentors. So the roles of peer mentors is to work on my behalf. That is me, I train the peer mentors. I give them the topics, we discuss, and then they go to cascade to the other friendship members. So that's my main job. So as you can look at my t-shirt here, it's talk about these things which one of my peer mentors is going to talk about. This is what we call it the circle of courage, or quadrant. So what we mentor them on is based on these 4 which are here, which is we teach them to belong, so that they need to know the sense of belonging, what do they belong to. Then also to be independent, to make their own decisions. Then also talk about the skills, what type of skills they should learn.
This group, they have brought a lot of changes in our school, especially that the same learners, the same friends they are with in the class, they have developed that positive behavior, especially in terms of educating their friends, especially on health matters, even issues concerning the environment, even in the community. They do have programs themselves. They just come up with programs. We really appreciate, and we urge the ADRA to continue, because this time around, I know a lot of learners will come on board just to be in those same groups.
My name is Andrew Hassan Chinjamba Jr. I'm the secretary of Mtendere Muslim Association. Then I'm also an acting chairperson of the youths, because of me being a peer to the youths. So I usually support with the one. But I'm also a mentor in the project. So my key role in the project is a mentor among 720 children and youths, aged from 6 to 24.
Secondly, the achievement of working with quite a number of faith organizations, like I mentioned. We have Catholics, we have the Adventists, we have the Muslims even working with us in this particular project. Initially, it was like people are like, what are these Adventists coming to do about here? But over the years, they've appreciated that the youths who in all these churches exist, and we see the maraes, or of how these young people can get destroyed. So they came to understand that this is a community project, a community problem, and so we work together with across the churches.
As this stands today, I think a lot of people think Islam is an isolated religion because it's one of its kind. What a lot of people thought when we were coming into the project is it would be difficult for other youngsters who don't belong to the mosque to associate with a mosque. So a mosque is a friendly space that accommodates every single one of you who can come to the mosque and learn. So what I've learned from other faiths during the project is that we all have common grounds, that we all need to work together by the end of the day to achieve a certain goal. What affects my neighbor who's not a Muslim affects me indirectly.
Nebo Jen Banda, nebo mentor wa panopa UCZ Friendship Group MKY. So ama package twakwata pano twalikwata ma groups yabili twalikwata abana no from 6 to 13, then from 14 to 25, because abana babalefu mamanga ndomu apusana nomuli ama problems ayapusana so nga twabaleta pano pamo natukwata ma challenges ayengi because natukwata kila muntu ofo tufile twa making sure kwe bati fyachinja mu bumi bwakwe. Bali ba drug abuse, then bambi bali kwata bali ba sexual harassed before, mentally tabale tontonkanya bwino so twalanda tigoye sukumono kwe bati abana bonse babana behavior change isuma mkwaye.
My name is Jess Daka. Personal joining the ADRA. Napata ba United Church of Zambia. Naenda kusta visit pa Kamanga Police. There tunaenda kilinako, and then tunasta ko donate na staff ya kilini na pesa za Kamanga Police.
I can give a practical example of the way we used to play. We used to play a group of 4. So there was a point whereby we were playing the 4 of us and we were split into 2, but in the actual sense we were 4. So each one had a favorite. I had my favorite friend among the 4, and the others had a favorite friend among the 4. Yes, so it was a point we had a misunderstanding, which had led us to no longer being friends. So from the time I joined TF, I realized to say not all friendships are meant to be, and every problem has a solution.
Since I joined TF, I'm behaving well. Then I have some qualities of a good leader. We learned about leadership. Then I follow those qualities because we learned about leadership. And we learned again about disaster risk reduction. I do that in our community because I learned about that at Yepii. Before joining Yepii, I never used to know what's happening in our community, what to do with the disasters that are happening in our community.
The program has been impactful. As my role as a pastor, I've gotten quite a number of progressive things that I've noticed. The young people really need attention, and our generation, as one may notice, requires some level of engaging them and involving them in active programs. So the Young and Empowered project has come as an answer to some of the notable challenges in the community that surrounds my territory. You would notice that most young people would fall prey to teenage pregnancies, drug addictions, and other immoral behaviors, if I may state. But when the coming of this program, we've noticed some relative progressive change, where many young people now are responding in attending to religious activities and also lifestyle changes through these programs.
First is to say that this program mostly it has been for young, the youths. And then it's just to encourage the parents that they need to let their children participate to ADRA programs. And seeing that those that have been participating, the changes have been seen. So I'm sure I would advise parents to let their children join Yepii program, more especially if it is future program. Let them allow their children to participate. Because those that have been participating, surely we are seeing fruits out of them.
Manenza kamba choyamba bana bangaine munga banga bapano pa nyumba banali kuyenda chabe chiende kubwera afuna kubwera pamene afunira bana joinira i group napeza kuti bana bankala bochita bwanji bochinjisika nikabauza kuti in town 18 hours pa nyumba bana banga bapeza 18 hours pa bwanji bonse babwera then nina mwana mwamuna anali kumwa moba uja kuti simunga kondwere kubwera ni maziro namba abwera mukugogweda kudoba kanini nambira kuenda kuri project namba onkala naye kumushita council amamwa but in time abwera by 1920 ali munyumba so naona kuti vintu vyenda vichinje kulingana na bamene napunzira ukukuntu na bana banga bane bapunzira baenda bachinja sibali pamene benze lili but bachinja baenda kupa another level tiamikira.
Ama trainings yali abatupere ba ADRA na yangafu sana ukukusha abana mu nshire y'isuma iya kuti bakure mu bwina Kristo kabiri beshibe nama business ayenge ukusambirira ngefe twasambirire ku ADRA twabali tweba ma skills so then nama business so ndesambirisha abana okweba ati bakule mu business. My second born bupe chongo alefwaya ukuchitako ifyama poultries nama gardens.
We support young people with TVET. TVET coupled with forming them in what we call cooperatives or community-based organizations, depending on the nature of business that they would want to venture in. So it is also through this component where we also try by all means to teach them how to write business proposals and facilitate for strategic linkages for them, so that it shouldn't just be about ADRA. When the project comes to an end, they should be able to form cooperatives or networks with already existing private sectors or any funding organizations.
Today you have this group, but because they are in a world where they have to find their space here and there, it's not easy, and so but you need to adapt also, even as educators or people supporting them and understand them. And of course, technology is something we found that we cannot run away from it, and those intergenerational gaps we need to accept, even as parents as well. So let's adjust with generations, don't judge the youths.
The impact of the Young and Empowered project is most likely to be felt even more in the near future, with a lot of young people empowered and them training other young people to succeed and continue imparting this knowledge is only likely to build a better Zambia with more productive young people.